I'll never turn down a chance to play Green Hall. It's home plate for Texas musicians.
It's the mother church.
Green Hall is definitely like a Texas musician. It's like the top of the bucket list.
It's one of those staples in your career, one of those goals that you try to reach.
At the Hall, it's different than any other night.
It's historic. It's got a reputation.
It's got history.
The men's bathroom is in the green room. It's kind of funny.
I'm not even sure it's really about the music. I think it's about the experience.
People have been playing here, for 100 years doing this, and you're basically getting the same experience.
It's a menagerie of great stories.
Some of them we can repeat.
Some of them we can't.
Right.
The best way I can describe it is like a living museum, like a music Smithsonian.
It's part of Texas that was and still is.
Hey, I'm Kyle Park, and welcome to Green Hall.
Welcome to Green Hall.
Welcome to Green Hall.
The oldest dance hall in Texas.
Older than I am. That's pretty damn old.
Gently resisting change since 1878.
Air conditioning included.
In the early 1970s, business was slow and Green Hall was pretty quiet, but the town's luck began to change in 1974 when Chip Kaufman, an architectural student at the University of Texas, took a longer trip down the river than his usual route. He paddled towards what is known as the Green Crossing and noticed the Green Water Tower. He decided to investigate and soon became involved with the revival of Green, Texas, and the town of Green was placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1975 as an entire district. Within just a few years, investor and visionary Pat Molak, alongside Mary Jane Nally, were among the first buyers.
My first memory of Green, Texas is the outdoor garden. There were rabbit hutches and cows in the beer garden. Wow.
The dance hall, you were standing in a little deal, it was like a kitchen. And this part right behind us, looking at just like it does now, there might have been a pool table over on the other side. In the back, where the music hall was just kind of like a warehouse. People were just storing stuff back there. I think there were a few hay bales and broken chairs, and we didn't spend a whole lot on interior design,
I think that's the charming, part of the whole thing. People want that experience.
The only barrier between the interior of the hall and the outside elements is some chicken wire and a bit of wood. The floor is a bit rougher than it was back in the day, and Mary Jane and Pat have made it a point to keep it that way. Not only the floor, but the entire building itself.
We didn't change anything. All we did was tear down paneling that they had put up inside the dance hall and just let it shine, open the door, put beer in the beer boxes, and that was it. Got a little tackle box that we could use for collecting money for the dances. It's really funny. Got all our money in there. Crazy.
At that time, beautiful oak floors, buffed, polished. Us kids would take off our shoes and could run and slide in our stocking feet.
A feat that not many would take on today. The floor has been worn down by the millions of visitors that have spun their boots around here. You might notice a license plate or two laying about the floor, but pay no mind. This is just the honky-tonk way of patching holes.
I was the first guy to actually patch the floor, because get some pretty big holes in that dance floor.
The signs that line the hall were here when we came. The phone numbers are 3-digit.
Dating back to the mid-20th century.
I think that says a lot about the hall and what happened here.
This historic building produces a unique vibe that allows everyone to feel at home as they walk through its screen doors. Even the hall's country music artists will enter through the front doors, greeting the crowd as they make their way towards the stage. But not everyone enters through the front door.
When Willie Nelson first played in the hall, he was really freaked out about walking through the crowd because it was packed. There's people screaming, Willie Nelson, Willie Nelson. And so he's just like, well, I don't want to walk through that crowd. So we finally decided that we were going to have to cut a hole in the chicken wire that goes across the windows right there back by the stage. And we built this little staircase to go up into the window and into the back of the dance hall.
The Willie door is the answer to a million prayers.
And it's probably one of the only changes to Green Hall in the last 100 years.
Massive respect for Willie Nelson, and that is his door. I don't go through that door.
What is your favorite part about Green Hall?
The history.
All the wood, no place sounds like here. Knowing when you play here and get on stage that it's all about the music.
To get to play in a hall that's over 100 years old, in a place that all of your heroes have played is pretty unique.
Do you have a favorite memory?
Opening for Randy Travis. Opened for Randy Travis on that stage in there, and I've been, he's a huge hero of mine, so that was one of the coolest things I've ever done.
Green Hall has become a famous venue for Texas country music. Artists such as George Strait, Willie Nelson, Chris Christopherson, Lyle Lovett, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Garth Brooks, Jerry Lee Lewis, Charlie Robinson, and Jerry Jeff Walker have all graced this historic stage.
The Live Green Hall cover, yeah, that cover was taken on the little stage there.
In fact, the king of country music himself, Mr. George Strait, had his photos for his first album taken here at the Hall.
Well, there have been a lot of celebrity sightings in Green.
The Joe sign to the right of the stage was used in 1996, replacing the sign out front for a few days while filming the movie Michael.
Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan filmed part of Flesh and Bone. Nolan Ryan had his 50th birthday party. George Strait, of course, shot several commercials. Lots of interesting people come here.
Green, Texas has been recognized by the Texas travel industry as a premier attraction for visitors. The main focus of this honky-tonk town is, and continues to be, bona fide Texas.
Pat and MJ have been successful because they made it an experience, like a Texas Disneyland,
With all the tourists that come on the weekends and during the week, I don't know what it is.
There's just something about Green that people love.
People talk about it. We can sit around and listen to people come in this place for the first time. It's just that connection that people get with what's been here before.
Like I said, I don't think it's a big secret, but I think the joint just has a certain character to it.
Everything from the wares they sell to the music they play speaks Molac and Nally's commitment to preserving the authenticity of Green and providing all who step through the screen doors of Green Hall with an experience that has the signature seal of the Lone Star State.